A very good morning. Welcome to this edition of News for the Hearing Impaired. I'm Rukma and with me is Manisha. Let's begin with the headlines. Productive session continues in Parliament with 17 more bills to be passed. 19 bills already passed by both houses. National Medical Commission bill in Rajya Sabha with amendments. Lok Sabha clears POCSO amendment bill and insolvency and bankruptcy code. Four feared dead as heavy rains lead to flash floods in Vadodara in Gujarat. NDRF, Army and state agencies rescue more than 4,400 people. BJP expels Kuldeep Sengar accused in Unnao rape case from the party. Supreme Court orders 25 lakhs compensation to the victim and transfers all 5 cases to Delhi. Asks the trial to be completed in 45 days. July GST collections rise by 5.8% over same month last year, over rupees 1 lakh crores collected as gross revenue for the month, with domestic component of GST from April to July growing by 9.2%. In international news, United States to impose 10% tariff on $300 billion worth of Chinese goods. President Donald Trump announces fresh tariffs from 1st September and says he looks forward to a comprehensive trade deal between the two countries. In cricket, England trailed by 274 at stumps on day 1 in the first Ashes Test. Smith scores 144 to take Australia to 284 in first innings in Birmingham. And now for our top story, landmark moments for medical education in the country in the Rajya Sabha. The National Medical Commission Bill 2019 clearing the upper house hurdle with certain amendments. It will return to the Lok Sabha for passage in amended form, and then the presidential assent will make it a law. The aim of the bill is to better regulate medical education, address fees and financial irregularities, and improve overall standard of medical services in the country. Speaking on the bill, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said NMC takes forward the zero tolerance policy of the Modi government towards corruption. The bill mandates NEET exam for entry into all medical colleges. There will be a common exit exam called NEXT to practice to pursue postgraduate education. The bill has a provision for constitution of 4 autonomous boards which will look after issues related to undergraduate education, PG education, assessment and accreditation of institutions and registration of practitioners. In a landmark move, the lower house of the Parliament passed the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2019, making laws on sexual crimes against children more stringent. Rajya Sabha has already passed the bill on 24th July. The amendment has not only increased the duration and severity of punishment for culprits, but also included the death penalty for heinous sexual crimes against children. Parliament also gave its approval to the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2019 with the aim of benefiting shareholders and resolving insolvency in companies and among individuals in a time-bound manner. The bill has already been passed by the upper house. Responding to a question during the discussion, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the main objective of the bill is to resolve issues of outstanding debts in a time-bound manner. Taking a step towards environment conservation, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla made an appeal to the members of the House to make financial transactions paperless. He asked members to take Digital India forward and make cashless payments while availing canteen and other facilities. Heavy rains have thrown life out of gear in many cities of Gujarat. At least 4 persons were killed and over 4,000 were evacuated from Vadodara and surrounding areas. While roads were unusable due to waterlogging and several trains were cancelled, operations at the Vadodara airport resumed late on Thursday evening. Most parts of the city remained inundated till last night in spite of intensity of rain decreasing as waters of the Vishwamitri river started entering the city as it breached its banks. Several trains passing through the city were cancelled and roads in and around were submerged even late on Thursday evening. Teams of the National Disaster Response Force, State Disaster Response Force, Army and Fire Brigade have been pressed into service to help the stranded. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani held a meeting in state capital Gandhinagar to take stock of the situation. And just as Vadodara heaved a sigh of relief after the 24-hour rain came to a halt yesterday, a new threat emerged as crocodiles were spotted in the waterlogged streets. In videos from different locations across Vadodara shared on Twitter, crocodiles could be seen lurking and swimming in the flooded streets. So far, officials from the Forest Department and NGOs have rescued 3 crocodiles. The Bharatiya Janata Party on Thursday expelled Unnao MLA Kuldeep Sengar from the party. Sengar, currently in jail, is accused of raping a minor girl from Unnao 2 years ago and killing 2 members of her family. The action against the 4-time MLA comes after the young woman and her lawyer were critically injured and 2 of her aunts killed on Sunday when their car was hit by a speeding truck in Uttar Pradesh's Raebareli district. Earlier, the Supreme Court took a stern stand on investigation into the Unnao case. The apex court directed the transfer of all 5 cases registered in connection with the case from a court in Uttar Pradesh to a court in the national capital. CBI trial court will hear the case on day-to-day basis. The apex court said that the trial must be completed in 45 days. It also directed the CBI to complete investigation of the 5th case relating to the incident in which the woman and her lawyer have been critically injured within 7 days. A bench headed by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi made it clear that the agency can only seek extension of time for probe into the accident case in exceptional circumstances. In another direction, the apex court also directed the Uttar Pradesh government to provide 25 lakh rupees to the rape survivor as interim compensation. The Election Commission on Thursday announced by-polls to 2 Rajya Sabha seats, including the one vacated by Samajwadi Party's Neeraj Shekhar, who has joined the BJP. The other seat is from Rajasthan, where sitting BJP member Madan Lal Saini passed away. While Saini's term was to end on the 3rd of April 2024, Shekhar was to be a member of the upper house till 25th November 2020. The Election Commission has said the by-polls will be held on the 26th of August. Counting of votes will be held on the same day in the evening after the elections. GST collections in July surpassed the 1 lakh crore rupees mark. As per data released by the government on Thursday, the total mop-up under goods and services tax was reported to be 1.02 lakh crore rupees in July 2019. GST collection in July 2019 showed a year-on-year growth of 5.8% over the revenue of 96,483 crore rupees reported in July 2018. During April to July 2019 vis-a-vis 2018, the domestic component has grown by 9.2%, while GST on imports has come down by 0.2%, and the total collection has grown by 6.83%. Pakistan has finally complied with the order issued by the International Court of Justice at The Hague and granted consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. Pakistan Foreign Ministry informed the Indian High Commission in Islamabad of the development. The Ministry of External Affairs has made it clear that it will reply to Pakistan through diplomatic channels. The former Indian naval officer has been on death row in Pakistan on false charges of spying and terrorism since April 2017. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has emphasized on furthering ASEAN-India strategic ties in the Indo-Pacific region at the ASEAN-India ministerial meeting in Bangkok. He said strong, unified and prosperous ASEAN playing a significant role in the emerging dynamics of the Indo-Pacific region. India, the United States and several other world powers have been talking about the need to ensure a free, open and thriving Indo-Pacific. Discussions were held with an emphasis on sustainability, connectivity and maritime cooperation. President Ramnath Kovind arrived in Guinea on Thursday on the third leg of his three-nation visit to the West African region. President Kovind was accorded a ceremonial welcome with military honors at the Conakry International Airport. He was received by President of Guinea, Alpha Condé, along with other dignitaries. This is the first ever state visit by an Indian president to Guinea. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump on Thursday announced that the United States will impose an additional 10% tariff on $300 billion worth of Chinese goods, as he accused China of not being serious in arriving at the trade deal and failing to keep its promise to buy more American agricultural products. In a series of tweets, Trump said the new tariff, in addition to the 25% on goods worth $250 billion that was previously in place, would come into effect from the 1st of September. U.S. stock prices fell after Trump's announcement, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average falling into negative territory. The announcement came a day after U.S. Trade Representative and Treasury Secretary returned from Shanghai after 2 days of latest round of trade negotiations with China. In a presentation transmitted via video directly from the Democratic Republic of Congo, the United Nations Ebola Emergency Response Coordinator has confirmed that the African country's border with Rwanda is now open. Previously, Rwandan authorities had closed the border with the Ebola-hit Congolese city of Goma on Thursday for everyone other than Congolese citizens leaving Rwanda, as a third case was confirmed in Goma. The daughter of an Ebola patient in the East Congo city has contracted the virus, Congolese officials confirmed. The third case in a metropolis of at least 1 million people that neighbors Rwanda. In cricket, Steve Smith marked his first test since completing a 12-month ban for his role in a ball tampering scandal with a superb century to rescue Australia on the opening day of the Ashes series on Thursday. Australia were in dire straits against England in Birmingham at 122 for 8, but their last 2 wickets more than doubled the score, and Smith was last man out for 144 in a total of 284. Rory Burns and Jason Roy then survived 2 overs as the hosts ended the day 10-0. And with that, we wind up this edition of News for the Hearing Impaired. Namaskar.